In video, the potential for growth is immense. The take-up of broadband has really driven the initial take-up, and the use of video within content across publisher sites is growing mainly due to audience demand.
It's difficult to say exactly how big the video market is at the moment. I think what we're really clear about is the growth potential of it.
If you compare year on year, in 2008 we delivered around 60 million programmes, so 60 million programmes were consumed online through 4OD. In 2009 that doubled to around about the 120 million mark, so that's long-form premium programmes consumed through 4OD.
I think in looking at the growth of online video, because at the moment it's primarily traded from television budgets, I think the real potential will be when online video can get into the sales promotion, the direct marketing and the product sampling arena. By that I mean when it can actually be a brand activator as well as a brand builder.
The growth in online video is being driven by recognition amongst advertisers and marketeers that there is more and more engagement and very targeted, qualified engagement amongst consumers. So the challenge is very simple. How do we spend money and engage in commercial activity to take advantage of that for the good of brands and services in the marketplace?
A lot of what's driving the market in online video is simply success. That any successful campaign means other brands are looking at that thinking they want to give it a go, they want to do online video projects, which is great. Not least because when it comes to the initial planning of a campaign and the divvying up of the budget, there is now more money being put aside specifically for online video content.
When we look forward to things like broadband TV, that will enable video on demand budgets to grow exponentially and really start to challenge for a huge share of the £3 billion TV market.
If we draw a parallel with the US, Hulu has just grown inordinately. So we showed some stats today where it's the #1 video site in the US, both in terms of reach, but by a factor of 6, 7, 8 when it comes to time spent viewing as well. So it's about being able to package it up, having it accessible for the consumer.
There's obviously a huge transformation in people's media habits in terms of consumers. So whereas probably 20 years ago you could probably catch half of the population by putting a spot in the middle of Coronation Street, whereas now it's so fragmented. There's more and more people coming online. I saw a study I think recently where the percentage of people's media time was higher online than it was on TV.
The consumers are driving the market right now for us. We've got very niche industries with people that are very passionate about the content and that they're getting access to, kind of hobbyist prosumers as we like to call it, and really they're driving it for us because they're demanding it. And obviously the expectation changes day by day with new users, kind of kids in their bedroom in San Francisco developing the new technologies. They're driving the market every day for us.
There's no penalty in video on demand for trying 4 different pieces of creative and seeing which one works. It's a great experimentation platform, and I think that's the real advantage that publishers have got when they use it.
So within the media mix, clients see video as a way of extending the TV reach, reaching lighter TV viewers, but also driving a deeper level of brand engagement.
In terms of the distribution of our television content into non-ITV platforms at the moment, I'd say that's the hottest subject on the boardroom table at the moment. It's not just distribution into aggregators like YouTube or Hulu, but it's the whole growth in devices like, you know, the PS3, the Wii, all screaming out there for content.
The indication for us is that this year, when I say 2010's marketplace for long-form advertising will be between the 30 to 40 million mark. And I think considering the level of growth, and just to remind everybody that it's only 2 years old, these platforms, from a starting still position to £40 million in 2 years is really, really quite impressive.
It's fair to say that online video can become the biggest single portion of online marketing revenue. At the moment we have a market that's roughly £3.5 billion a year in the UK. There is no reason why online video can't mirror consumption and become the biggest single slice of that.
I think video can be as big as you want it to be, almost. I think it's difficult to think about it as a separate marketplace because it is so tied into other types of content, be it text or pictures, So I think it's as big as the market in itself of digital.
As new measurement tools come into place which track the success of video campaigns, along with amazing new technologies and just agencies, brands and publishers really getting the hang of what works and doesn't work with online video, I think the potential for growth is absolutely huge.
From an advertiser's point of view and from a creator's point of view, I think this is going to be a good place to be for the next couple of years.